recent years, many video game series have found success through TV adaptations. They can come in the form of live-action series, like The Witcher, or as animation, like the popular Castlevania series. There was a time, however, in the not-too-distant past, when children's cartoons were the preferred medium for these adaptations. In the 1990s, the games market in the West was booming, and many publishers and developers sought to capitalize on this success. This led to a legion of cartoons, which served as a great way for companies to market their games and merchandise, while the quality of some of these drawings left something to be desired. Many gamers will still have fond memories of waking up to watching their favorite video game characters on the small screen.
So guys, in this video I separated 7 games from the games that had cartoons. So let's go to the top. In 7th place, Super Mario Bros. Super Show, 1989. Several Mario cartoons were produced during the late 80s and early 90s, but it was the Super Mario Bros. Super Show that really paved the way. The series featured a bizarre mix of live-action and cartoon segments and some of the craziest storylines imaginable. There were also celebrity cameos, with the most notable being Magic Johnson and Cyndi Lauper. The show had 52 episodes in total. Mario was played by former wrestler Lou Albano in the live-action segments, with his voice also being used for animated inserts. Despite the big names and success of video games, however, the design was heavily criticized. In 6th place, The Legend of Zelda, 1989. In the same year there was another game that also had a cartoon, called Zelda, who also had an animated series at the same time, The Legend of Zelda. The design was based on the original game, although it also contained occasional references to its sequel. There were only 13 episodes in total. This is likely due to its poor critical reception. In 5th place, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sega's mantra in the 90s was that anything Nintendo could do, they could do better. With that in mind, a Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon was always likely to happen. In fact, there are numerous cartoons based on the Blue Porcupine, with some of them even debuting one right after the other. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was the first of them. The show aired for 3 years and featured 66 episodes, plus a Christmas special. Sonic was voiced by Jaleel White, the same actor who played Steve Urkel on Family Matters, and several other experienced actors were cast in supporting roles. The cartoon received a mixed response from critics. In 4th place, Mega Men, 1994. The Mega Man cartoon was well received by critics thanks to its great animation and fantastic voice acting. Ian James Corlett provided the voice of Mega Man, who later voiced Goku in the Saban dub of Dragon Ball Z. As might be expected, many robots found in previous Mega Man games have appeared throughout the series, and Dr. Wily reprised his role as the main antagonist. The show performed quite well in the ratings, and at one point was even the highest-rated children's show in America. It ran for 27 episodes in total, but a planned 3rd season was cancelled due to budget constraints. In 3rd place, Double Dragon, 1993. The Double Dragon cartoon provided a backstory for the series' protagonists Jimmy and Billy Lee. In many ways, it is reminiscent of the Karate Kid films, with Billy being trained by a noble martial artist while Jimmy is trained by a martial artist. Evil sociopath, after his master betrays him. However, Jimmy joins his brother. The series ran for 2 seasons and spawned the game Double Dragon V, The Shadow Falls. Unfortunately, neither the cartoon nor the game impressed critics much, and it was cancelled in 1994. There were also a number of action figures and vehicles that came with it, though, like the series, they didn't impress. 2nd place, Street Fight the Animated Series, 1995. Shortly after the 1994 live-action film, Street Fighter, the animated series arrived on USA Network in October '95. Unfortunately for Capcom, the series reviews were just as scathing as the films. Critics blasted nearly every aspect of the design, with the animation in particular drawing much criticism. Despite the poor response, the show ran for 2 seasons before being cancelled in 1997. The plot mostly followed the events of the fantastic Street Fighter II, with the game's full cast appearing in some form over the course of the show's 26 episodes. It was part of the Action Extreme Team programming block and featured a series of crossover episodes with other cartoons from that block. In 1 place, Mortal Kombat. Defenders of the Realm, 1996, Mortal Kombat. Defenders of the Realm only ran for 1 season, thanks in large part to its poor critical reception. While many of the game's characters appeared throughout the series, it often felt more like a cheap copy than a licensed adaptation. The Animated Gentleman had many problems, but by far the biggest was his complete lack of violence. The series' hallmark was replaced by watered-down combat scenes that were capped with life lessons, much to the chagrin of fans and critics alike. One of the only real positives was its stellar voice cast, which included greats like Ron Perlman and Luke Perry. Sadly, however, their performances weren't enough to make up for the mediocrity found elsewhere. Thanks guys, thanks for everything, and until next time.